There are not a lot of films out that the entire family will go sit down and be entertained.
And this is one.
This is one. Yeah.
This is family entertainment at its finest.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
Come into this bitch of what we're recording. Oh, I'm recording, he says.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
Oh my god.
Podcasting alone on a Friday night. Just remember, you're awesome. You're awesome.
I'm here.
I'm also here. Hey, how's it going? What you sipping?
So I made myself an emerald.
What? That sounds like a bitch drink.
It's not. It's really quite not. It's whiskey.
Oh, I swear.
It's whiskey, vermouth, and bitters, which is like the least bitch drink ever.
Yeah, I guess. But
it's really quite potent.
It's quite not a bitch drink.
I would say it's quite the opposite of a bitch drink. It's the manliest drink of all. Puts hairs on your chest.
Yep. We'll drink this on the hunt.
I had something I was gonna say. Oh, I saw the new Star Wars.
Oh no! Oh my God!
No, I'll keep it short and sweet.
We have to stop.
Okay. I saw the new Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
It's a fucking complete mess.
Okay.
But it's pretty enjoyable regardless.
I see. You say we'll keep it short, but then I have thoughts, and then you probably have more, and it's just a disaster. Okay, let's make a deal.
Speaking of disaster, Star Wars Episode 8.
We have to make a deal. This is the last time we can talk about Star Wars ever. It's the last one.
Until the next movie.
Well, no. It's the last. This is the last time we're recording in 2017. New Year's resolution. No more pop culture. I mean, American
no more
pop culture. None.
Oh my God.
0. We have to stop. It's getting too much. Like our last 4 episodes have had Marvel and Star Wars discussions. It's ridiculous. I literally hate this shit.
What else are we going to talk about? Anime?
To my existence, and I can't handle it, and we have to stop. But I kept thinking about how people. I haven't seen this film, but perhaps you can confirm or deny. People keep saying that this like deconstructs Star Wars, and that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
Deconstruct Star Wars is such a broad thing to say that it doesn't really apply to anything.
People keep saying it like, oh, it adds gray areas, and it makes it all fuzzy, and like that so defeats the purpose of Star Wars, which was like an homage to corny 1930s Flash Gordon serials, and it was like,
well, we already fucking look after the prequels. Everything's blown the fuck open. Like literally nothing matters anymore. But I know what they're saying. I get exactly what they're saying.
Instead of post 9/11 America, I use post prequel as sort of
look. What's the real shakeup? I'll let you decide.
Yeah,
but
I know which one it is.
It's I know exactly what they're referring to in the narrative, and that's easily the most interesting part of the entire story. Everything else is meme bait garbage.
No, you're right. You're probably right.
If you see it, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. But like, it's.
Is it like
the only original part of the plot that is not designed specifically to get people talking on social media is genuinely interesting, and then is never capitalized on in a meaningful way. Like they set you up as in they set your expectation of like, holy fuck, this would be a really cool way to take this narrative, and like I literally do not know where they would go from here, and then they also don't know where they would go from there, so they don't, and then they just go the most obvious route. Like it's like a reversed. It's like an anti-twist. It's like it's they give the hint of moral gray areas and then just opt to return to the black and white reality that which Star Wars existed in, returning to the original paradigm.
That's weird.
That said, I really, really enjoyed it the entire time. It's a very enjoyable mess of a film.
You'll forget it in 2 weeks. You'll
What?
forget everything.
Oh my god. No, I got this shit.
Okay.
These bitters that I've purchased are 45% alcohol by volume.
Okay. I mean,
That's pretty
just,
fucking
that's
strong.
like liquor. I don't know.
Well, bitters are like a mixer. Like I didn't realize that these were. I should just drink this shit. Drink it straight.
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
So I purchased and finished a Junji Ito. I think we've discussed this.
You've had the anthology or something.
Yes, you may remember Junji Ito from Daba 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 Da.
Yes.
Daba Doob Deep. Yes, you may remember him from
I'm
La La
blue.
La Doobie Doo Wah. La 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 La.
Wait, is he? He's Dur, isn't he?
He is Durder.
Okay.
Yes.
DDR.
I was preparing myself for a whole string of narratives that had goofy vowel and pronoun slammage. Hold on, help me out here.
It's just sort of onomatopoeia, shouting monsters.
Yes, yeah, but there was only like one of those.
But he was a really good one, apparently.
Yeah.
Dabba-dee. Every time you start with the Dabba-dee. Very good.
It's a easily 50-50 split of narratives that are conceptually interesting and not developed upon, and ones that are genuinely compelling throughout the entire thing. It is very inconsistent. It's called Shiver. It's a compilation of Junji Ito short stories. It says there are 9 short stories. That's bullshit. There are 8. One of the short stories is literally 3 pages long and is just a coda to an existing short story.
Hey man, your stories can be any length. You can't police people's art.
No.
Baby
Stories have a
Shoes, one of the
beginning,
greatest
middle, and
stories
end.
ever written, man.
Beginning, middle, and end.
What's the middle of Baby Shoes? For sale.
It's like it's the period.
I don't think there's a period. I think it's just like.
Wait,
a
no,
poem.
it's baby shoes for sale, never worn. Is that it?
Yes.
I guess it would be for sale.
Okay. Fair enough.
But some of these get too goofy for their own good.
I bet.
But there are one or two stories in this thing that are genuinely really interesting and intellectually stimulating. One of them is about drawing comparisons between Mount Fuji and acne. It continues to cut back and forth. It'll just like have like drawings of Mount Fuji, and then like a dude whose acting is really bad. And then
horror
and then
writers are always like that. Like I remember reading a Stephen King short story that was all about the connections between like a Lovecraftian like a horror universe that was about to break through ours, and people with OCD, and them doing OCD stuff was the way to like be the gatekeepers to keep them at bay.
Yeah.
It's that kind of stuff.
Damn, it sounds really good though.
It was really. It's the only story I remember from Stephen King's Before Sunset or After Sunset. I think it's Before Sunset. It's a story called N. It's excellent.
That's kind of my experience with Twilight Zone and other horror anthologies. Is like one of them will reach you, and that's all it takes.
Right.
You know what I mean? That makes it all worth it. Like, yeah. There's some really, really good stuff in this Junji Ito thing, and then there's also some really goofy stuff. But I would recommend reading it. I do intend. I will read Uzumaki. My interest has been piqued in Junji Ito, and this is my first foray into his material. But I thought it was relevant to the show to talk about. It's
Sure.
good.
Well, that's
Read
nice.
it. It's pretty cheap too. It's like $20, and if you read one story a night, you get a solid week of content out of it. It's pretty spooky.
Speaking of anthologies of stories that touch your heart, I think, right? Help me out here.
I had a way into this, but then I forgot it.
Oh well, I got you covered, buddy.
Okay, thanks, man.
There you go. We watched. This is a fan recommendation episode. What?
Go ahead.
Fan recommendation episode, our second ever, I believe. After what was the other one? Wait.
I don't know, man.
No, there was.
I know we did have another one. I forgot it.
There was something. No, now I need to find it. Crap. This is gonna be a billion years long. Fuck shit. Goddamn piece of garbage.
That's directed at you, person who recommended this to us.
No, it's not.
All right. No.
We watched Ping Pong Club my idea? Or was that a fan?
I think Ping Pong Club might have been a fan. Oh, it was the most retarded thing ever, wasn't it? Wasn't that his description?
My first instinct was to say Ping Pong Club, but I was like, no, I knew about Ping Pong Club before, but I did know about it.
Well, we knew of it, but we didn't.
But someone
have it.
sent me an email saying it was 26 episodes of pure autism, and so we watched it.
Which was maybe a little bit understating it, but
yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, that's really some
autism and sociopathy and many other things thrown into one wonderful mixture.
But our one and only friend, Robin Mask, and also known as 8, also known as like 3 other things that he told us that we forget, recommended us Mad Bull 34. And it has been.
We watched it. Damn it!
It has been a while since we watched an early '90s / late '80s gritty action OVA. So we decided to get back on that game.
That's our spirit animal, by the way. Like, I think if you had to come up with an anime that represented us, I think it's either Cyber City Oedo or perhaps this.
Sure. Yeah.
I identify as a 90s OVA.
That's nice. That's just a nice thought that you had. We got to this one way quicker than we did Ping Pong. Ping Pong took us like 6 months. We did this one in okay, he sent us this on November 29th, so it's been 1 month.
Well, Ping Pong was such a resounding success that we had to,
Oh yeah, we had to bring the request back.
Uh-huh.
So much Patreon money from these fan requests, but yeah, he said it would tickle our fancy, and he recommended that we watch it dubbed, which you did, right?
Fuck! I watched the sub.
What, you didn't really, did you?
I did. I watched the sub. Is the dub good?
The episode's canceled. I'm sorry.
Oh no! Forgive me, Robin Mask.
You really did. Why don't you read? He only sends us like 1 tweet a year. Why don't you read them?
I'm too busy tweeting about Fractal.
God damn it. All right.
Was the dub good? I enjoyed it anyway.
It was okay. I have clips.
I got the authentic experience.
I have clips. The New York accents. Oh.
Shreepy. I got to write a Shreepy.
Oh, so they actually okay. But yeah, this is background info. This is a manga originally by Kazuo Koike.
No way.
Who did Lone Wolf and Cub. And something called Crying Free Man. And of course
I've heard of that. Why have I heard of Crying Free Man?
I don't know.
I think
it was called 12 Years of Slave over here.
Oh my gosh.
Boom.
Boo.
I don't know. And also everyone's favorite.
I thought it was called $1 Million Baby.
Boom. No, everyone's favorite Hulk the manga. He did his work. You read Hulk the manga, you fucking nerd.
Yeah, duh.
Okay, is he good?
No. Never read that shit.
We're a little intoxicated for this episode, in case you hadn't.
I didn't plan on this.
Really?
I didn't.
No, you texted me an hour and a half ago saying that you were going to be sloshed, so I think you planned it.
Well, I was sloshed, and I was giving you a warning. I didn't. I'm like, oh no, there's we have to record in an hour, and I'm drunk.
Oh
so
no! Whoops.
Who could have foreseen this?
But Kazuo Koike is a former pro mahjong player, And he's done all this stuff. And in 2011, he announced his intention to write a magical girl manga series titled Mahou Shoujo Mimitsuki Mimi no QED.
Oh, yes.
This dude is 81 years old.
You can see his mahjong prowess represented in the show.
It's the tactics and the strategy are evident in the character's actions.
Most certainly.
But this is an OVA from 1990 through 1992 by Magic Bus, 4 episodes.
Magic Bus.
Magic Bus. Magic Bus, known for Legend of the Galactic Heroes and 2017's Skirt no Naka wa Kedamono deshita, or In the Skirt There is a Monster.
The pedigree is apparent.
It's there.
Like
It's coming up. It's there. There's a bunch of early 90s voice talent in here in the dub. Which I watched. You look at the credits. There's a lot of Pat Labor. You see, there's a lot of Battle Angel, which is Battle Angel Alita, which we should watch along with the movie when that comes out in way later in 2018.
That's a solid episode.
What?
Easy content. That's easy content.
Oh, ours. Man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. There's a lot of Angel Cop, a lot of some Genocyber, which we should get to at some point. There's some Cyber City Oedo. There's a lot of Project Akko, but there's a bunch of people that are like only in this and Genocyber, and only in this and Angel Cop. So it's that. That
crew.
That contingency. That's not the word. Continuum, But this is like it's like a hardened buddy cop action show that's like sort of comedy and sort of not. And it's like, this is 90s, early 90s, but when you think about it, it's like an homage to like the 70s, which is kind of weird, I think. Am I right, Phil Major?
What, 70s in what way? Like what?
Well, this isn't totally like this. This does have like not satirical, but like this is an homage, right, to something. It's like cop stuff. Because this is definitely not 100% genuine.
I don't know. It strikes me as like, just I don't know, man.
It's hard to tell if Japan is like trying to borrow directly things from American cop shows, or if it's kind of playing off of them. It's hard to tell some of the time.
I don't know. I've given up at this point. It's like to me, this strikes me as like they heard that New York City is a bad place, and then they set something there. Like,
there's definitely more influence than that.
Look, I don't know anything about 70s television. And 70s crime dramas all took place in California. So like,
yeah, but like, it's like. The guitar riffs and you didn't have the American soundtrack because you had the Japanese. God damn it! I can't even talk about the show with you.
Well, no, we saw two different visions of the same show. I saw the Authentico version straight from the Nippon.
Can you just go watch the opening title card in the English audio, please, right now, live?
Okay, all right, I'm gonna do this live.
Okay, please.
Only for you, Declan.
Thank you.
Did you also have crazy CGI monstrosities before your episodes?
Yeah.
Weren't those
Pony
great,
Canyon had some crazy early 90s introductions with some like
really
horrifying,
great,
like bouncy pseudo faces and
disembodied mouths and eyes.
Some real shit. Slow it down, make a vaporwave video.
Where does the title card happen?
In the beginning. I don't know. I think it's... all of the soundtrack is different in the...
Yes.
You got it?
Well, no, the soundtrack's different. That's all I got.
Oh, okay.
Is the Statue of Liberty part of the title card?
No.
No?
Okay. Here,
there it is. I found it.
Okay, all right.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, right?
No, this is only in the English dub. The Japanese version is like upbeat pop music.
Yeah, see, okay.
So yeah, that's something that's lost in translation.
They made it like cheesy, buddy New York cop music in the American version. So
yeah.
I don't know. Who knows what the...
Well, so their intentions are completely up in the air.
I have no idea. Yeah. It's yeah. I don't know. Like,
let's just fucking get into this bullshit.
I've also given up.
Literally, the first episode, the first shot of the first episode is the World Trade Center.
This is the second shot. The first one's Statue of Liberty, still standing. That's right. Take that,
you can't
ISIS.
stop us, terrorists.
Boom, Lady Liberty. You can't go up there because there might be terrorists, but it's still there.
Yeah,
it's not gone.
It's basically a restricted area.
Yeah, but it's still there, and that's how you know we won. But yeah, the voiceover is like, it's the job of the police to keep these criminals under control, and then you just see the World Trade Center. It's like, ooh, right where it hurts. But there's just a lot of, you missed out on all the bow bow guitar, like all the porny guitar. It's just like wow 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 wow.
Oh, so like cop show. Now I understand where your cop show comparisons are coming from.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's all
that is cop show.
It's nothing but cop show. Bow wow.
Wow.
Exactly.
You know, like that is cop show. Japan, the Japanese version was just like just upbeat Japanese pop background music.
Yeah. But it's Mad Bull 3434 refers to the precinct of New York City, which is like this. I looked at it on Google Maps. It's like the George Washington Bridge up to like the park there on the riverfront. But there's nudity in this show. A lot of it. The first scene is rape happening. The first episode is hit and rape.
Which is probably the greatest episode title I've ever seen.
It's like, I was prepared for a full-on comedy when I saw hit and rape.
Well, but like, you can't come up with a rape joke like... It must be accidental if it's from Japan. Like, I can't imagine somebody coming up with the episode title hit and rape and like that getting through a group of people. Because there's a writer's room at every show. And like, you throw that out and it gets chuckles. And then you kind of sit awkwardly as like the rest of the discussion happens. And you wonder if you've kind of like lowered your standing in the writer's room once you've presented the episode title hit and rape.
I can't even imagine.
In Japan, that shit flies.
You just imagine, it's just like a guy, and everyone in the room is really quiet and humble. And he's like, and he says like, but it's in Japanese though. But he's just like, I was thinking, instead of hit and run like you'd have in English, it'd be hit and rape, rape desu. And everyone's like, oh,
いいですね。
いいですね。そうですね、そうですね、hit and rape. So I assume that's how that happened.
I can't imagine a way it happened other than that. Can you imagine? You would get yourself kicked out of Hollywood so quick. like it's like you're in your first. You're in the writers' room of Key and Peele, right? You're in like the second season. They brought in some new writers for it, and you're like, we need a crazy name for this cop drama parody that we're doing. How about hit and rape? And then you'd be out on the fucking street faster than you can say whoops.
There's a rape scene. The guy gets his head shot off, and it's our boy Mad Bull 34. As well, I guess he's not called that. I guess he's just called Mad Bull. But then he has to answer to the chief, and I got a clip of the English chief here.
All right.
The chief is very good. There you go. Tell me when you play it.
Click. 3, 2, 1.
Just say play, you fucker.
Go.
The 34th needs new recruits of your caliber. Your grades from the academy are the best I've ever seen. But this is a tough neighborhood, so you'll need to keep your wits about you.
Where do you get this voice? Is this a Chinaman?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, is this a bad attempt at no accent, or is that just his accent? Is he like?
Is he an Asian American who got a voice job doing a dude from New York City?
Is it a fake accent being done really, really poorly, or is that just how this dude talks? I don't know. But this is my favorite. This is from later in the show, but I'm gonna give it to you now.
Sure.
Because in this one, he just sounds really, really drunk. And I
can relate.
And I love it.
Is there something wrong?
You bet your sweet ass there is. I know what you're up to. You're gone in that recorder jacket. You've been hanging around there like...
You've been hanging around.
He's got some serious Wiseau voice going on there.
No, but it's amazing.
Well, it's a mumbling mixed with an indistinguishable accent.
But it's not obviously Eastern European. He's just like, you've been hanging around with a girl. I love it.
He would be
so
like
much.
the most interesting character in a B movie.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But we got Mad Bull, who's a big old guy, and we got this green book smart cop named Dysborough Eddie Ban, as they call him in the English dub, but it's Eddie Ban.
In my version, he was a crack shot, and he's proficient at every single martial art and can read lips.
Well, yeah, in mine he's that too, but he was just showing that proficiency in the academy. He's still a rookie.
Yes, I just
okay.
they kind of hype him up a little bit, you know, like
Yeah,
and
he's a
then he gets in the
prodigy,
field
but
and
he has no street smarts, you know.
Yeah, and this is where I'm like, man, I'm wasting my life. Like this he's got it all.
He's
got all the assets.
I mean, he's also like 5'4", it looks like, so you got that going for you.
Manlit, yeah. Well, if you stack anybody up next to Mad Bull, they're gonna look tiny.
That's true too, but I think
That's
he
a
is a
true
very
alpha
small
male.
man. He's like short compared to all the women, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, that the Chief's accent is his voice actor's name is Bob Stewart, so maybe that's a fake accent. I have no idea. But
Is this one of those Japanese animes?
What?
Do I gotta put on a Chinaman voice for it?
let me give you my Chinaman voice. Hey, you goddamn dirty cops. Brr. Mad Bull's nickname is Sleepy J.E. It says on his badge. Sleepy. There's some amazing English in this show that we'll get into later.
Trippy.
But these the New York accents in this dub are so silly. They're almost old timey. Where everyone's just like, yeah, you say, yeah. But our first scene, this first episode has a bunch of sort of mini arcs. As opposed to the rest of them, which are sort of focused on one thing each. So the first one is these two grocery store robbers in hockey masks, and
Also roller skates.
this sort of
That's
introduces you to Mad Bull's sort of MO here. I have a clip right here.
Crippu.
Clip.
All right, you're both under arrest. Throw down your weapons immediately.
Hey, fuck you, Junior.
Fuck you. The cop there sounds like my mom.
All right. I guess, yeah, it's still New York, right? Same state. But yeah, one of those hockey guys just also sounds drunk. But Mad Bull just murders the two of those dudes, and Eddie acts... Oh, and another clip. Eddie, I call him Eddie because he's Eddie Bond. He reacts to that like he's a housewife who just found like a Snickers bar on the floor.
Sleepy.
Oh, Sleepy.
How did you just go and murder those suspects?
What are you doing? So then the hockey mask guy, he's bleeding out from a shotgun blast to the chest, and he's still trying to rape women. And then also the girl pees. These shows, these OVAs, man, they really went
Every
for it.
possible button they could push, they push it.
They do.
This is also very much in character from every New Yorker I've ever met.
Peeing themselves?
Mostly the wanton rape.
Oh, okay. But Mad Bull shoots this guy in the head 3 times, and he gets off like the second 2 shots before the first one even explodes the head entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's shooting it as it's exploding.
Just OVA things, you know.
Just OVA things, early 90s OVA things. And then it's time for horror arc. So it's the...
Wait.
What's
I
up?
would like to go on record. You missed an important element
What's
of
that?
this first encounter. Daizaburo, aka is it Eddie Bond?
Eddie, yeah, my boy Eddie.
Eddie goes to comfort a witness to the first crime that took place, and she refuses to let go of him. And then Mad Bull advises him to goose her in the ass,
Yes,
in which he does.
He does. And that's him, like, learning the streets. She'll calm down if you put your finger in her ass.
Which I found to be true since I've seen this first episode.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Just sedated her right down, huh?
There's some girls who were really worked up during my screening of Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Your screening.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
playing
when I'm
in
there,
your
it's
house.
whatever theater I'm in, it's my screening,
Oh,
baby.
okay.
You know.
It's like,
And,
calm down when Chewbacca's on the screen. Here.
Is put the finger in their butt and they're good to go.
Wait, was that Chewbacca or like a rapper?
That was a TIE fighter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know. Anyways, prostitute arc.
Prostitutes there's a lot of them because it's early 90s in New York. Mm-hmm. So they're checking out these whores, and it's the 90s, so it's time to play underwear or pubes. This girl lifts up her skirt, and I have no idea what's going on under there. But all the whores are really hot, and I wish New York City hookers looked like it. But yeah, Mad Bull is like, he's like, first like he's like a hard ass, but then he's also like a pervert. He's like, hey, you're new, you want to sit on my face? He says that, and that's like my favorite, because he half-assed attempts at small talk followed by explicit sexual requests are like my favorite thing ever. Like
That's typically how my dates go.
like the Tinder screenshot.
Of course.
Can I eat your ass? After the
Yeah, of
tentacles
course.
joke, like stuff like that is my favorite. So when Mad Bull's just like, hey, how's it going? You're new around here. Want to sit on my face? I love that. But they find out that Eddie's a virgin because he's a nerd. So Mad Bull's one of those guys who just has unlimited access to dozens of hookers. So he just
Like me.
brings all of them in to destroy Eddie with pussy, and
Yeah.
he manages to make it out alive. But he's Mad Bull's oddly apologetic for this, and it's still a mystery as to how he has access to all these whores. But
Well, it's worth noting that Daizaburo forgives him for this
Yes.
transgression because he says that Mad Bull's heart was in the right place when he asked all these whores to come onto him.
sure, yeah. I mean, it was a lot of very attractive ladies, and they were all trying to get at him. So they were all really.
Well,
interested.
Daizaburo is he's saving himself for marriage.
Yes, he announces that very loudly as the women pile onto him. They're all like really interested that he's a virgin. I don't think that works that way with women, but whatever.
The woman's mind is an enigma, Declan.
That's true. So
We'll
then
never truly understand what goes on in there.
we're like halfway into the episode, and they're already in silly disguises, and they're cops, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. And this one's about a corrupt shooting range instructor / rapists, and but then the girl they're going after turns out to be a journalist or something. Journalists ruin everything. Episode 943. But then Mad Bull shows up. He's showing her who's boss. I forget what happens. I don't know.
Okay, I got this.
Okay.
So
Please talk for a while. My
they
throat's
dress up
starting to hurt.
they dress up like ladies and go to a women's self-defense school.
I know that part,
And they follow a woman home who is especially like taken aside by the instructors and be like, "Hey, you seem to have a good handle on all of this." And it turns out that the instructors were setting up to be raped. And then so the Mad Bull and Daizaburo stop. They intervene and stop the would-be rapists and fucking explode their heads. And it turns out that they were setting them up as a part of a TV show, and that this whole rape thing was planned.
Right.
And I took this to mean at the time that the rapists were actors, which would be way better.
Oh, that's not true. No.
No, instead the rapists were actual rapists, and that this was just part of like a reality documentary series, which again, a recreation, like if they were recreating a rape, that would be way better because that's just wanton murder by cops. But that didn't happen. They were real rapists. The reporter was pissed with them because, like, why did you have to go and kill them? We were going to get information from them. And then Mad Bull reveals that the rapist had intended to kill the TV host, and then he walks away silently and solemnly, which is cool.
Yeah, at first you're like, oh man, this guy's a loose cannon. He goes too far. But then you realize it's because he's been on the streets. He's seen some shit. He knows what's going on. He knows what's up.
He's streetwise.
And also he keeps fucking whores, and it's great. But so then the next story here is Mad Bull keeps fucking whores, and
he don't stop.
And he makes Eddie sit outside in the police car. And first of all, I started having trouble with all of these blonde women who look the same.
Yes, this becomes increasingly more apparent as the show goes on.
It's ridiculous.
When you have multiple named characters who are blonde.
Their bodies and faces and hair are all the same. And not only named characters, but just a bunch of random hookers as well. And it
really mixes the whole thing up.
A lot of them are quite manly, as we've seen from OVAs of this era.
OVAs, yeah.
But then we got this guy named Curtis. And Curtis is a big old black man with a rose tattoo, and he's going to kill Mad Bull.
In my version, his name was Black.
Oh, so that's why they changed it.
Yeah, his name was Black Tattoo.
That's pretty great.
This is an African-American gentleman who also happens to have a quite distinguished tattoo.
He's not that much of a gentleman. He's a pretty rude man.
Oh, he's mostly a rapist.
But yeah, he's gonna kill Mad Bull, and he tells his ultra Jewish hooker. I don't know why I said banker there. I don't know what my.
Whoa!
Jesus.
I know why you did, bigot.
God damn, you're right. Fuck.
You've been on pole too much.
This is a pro-Jew podcast.
I would like to go on record and say that we love Jews.
What was that accent? What are you doing?
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be like Esteban Winsmore's.
Oh, okay. I love the Jews. But Curtis and his hooker are always nude, even when he's like killing her. But his hooker knows too much, so he kills her, and Mad Bull finds her, and Mad Bull hates dead hookers. He gets really angry. So him and Eddie go out to find Curtis, and they stop at a gas station and listen to an obvious scammer. He's like, hey, have you seen this large black guy? And he's like, oh, why don't you stop and get some gas and snacks and let me recharge my memory.
They get played
so hard. Oh my god,
like a damn fiddle. Like it's literally the next scene after Homegirl getting murdered is them going to a gas station, and they know everything that's transpired, and they're like, let's just take a quick break. You know, I know our friend just got killed, but let's take a quick break. Let's get a Coke. Let's
get a hot dog. So the gas station attendant cuts their oil lines, and apparently cutting people's oil lines makes their car like fly through the air and explode.
Have you seen Evidence the Alternative?
I have not. But so that happens, but they survive, and I have a clip right here.
Well, good.
Because the guy's looking on as their car explodes.
Oh, what a pity. A tragic accident.
I've heard worse deliveries in Coppola films.
Oh, it's not that bad. But now they're playing dead, which is a cool cop thing.
Yes. Also a cool Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn thing.
Of course, yeah. It's like, I like how this is all, like, these are big events, but they're happening very fast. Like, the next scene is just them at their own funeral, you know?
Yes.
And, we're still in the first episode. This is like a cop trope bonanza. But they follow a guy at their funeral to Curtis, who's on a train, and then they do some train fighting. And there's a really long, drawn-out scene of him and Mad Bull fighting, and Eddie's doing nothing. And finally they get him, and there's another decapitation. And the other guy does some knife throwing with an amazing wind-up animation.
Yes.
And then his head also gets destroyed very graphically. And it turns out in the end, Mad Bull was actually a nice man helping out all the town's sluts. And he steals money from the whores to help the whores and their venereal diseases.
Wait, now this doesn't make a lick of sense. What is... So
He's
just,
redistributing the wealth they're making to causes, the good causes that they wouldn't be smart enough to pay for otherwise, like genitalia health.
But so they were... He's giving them money, and then also he's taking that money back.
He's not giving them money, he's just stealing it.
Wait, because in my version, he was paying for their rent in their living, you know, like in like their living expenses, and then he was just taking back the money that he gave them, which is just Indian giving.
Oh, man, Jesus, holy shit.
Which I know not appropriate to say, but I don't know any other way of saying it because I'm an American. So, like,
in my version, he's taking their money to fund a clinic to help hookers with VD.
No, in my version, he gives them money. He gives like women who are victims of rape and also prostitutes who have contracted venereal diseases, and he supplies them with money to pay for their rent and living expenses. And then also sometimes he takes that back. I don't like, but that's not cool, man. Like, it's a gift is a gift.
Interest, buddy.
Mad Bull.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
It's true. He's investing in the women. Wait, so let's talk about this.
Invest in women.
Is he exploiting these prosts?
He likes a good bang. He likes some good puss. But no, I think he's definitely a good person. So whatever this OVA is trying to say, it's trying to say he's good. I don't know how. But
you know what? I believe it. I believe in Mad Bull 34.
This is bullshit, but I believe it. The OVA.
There's so much humanity in this. How could I not?
And then the finale of this episode is like a tribunal, and I love how Japan thinks American cop law works. Because it's just like, hey, you're his partner. Is he bad? And he's like, no. And they're like,
no, man, he's chill.
And they're like, okay.
I believe you implicitly.
Yeah,
anyways.
And then that's kind of it. And then the lawyer who's against Mad Bull's like, grrr. And then in the credits, there's a special thanks to the 34th Precinct of New York Police Department. So I guess
they're obviously their exploits are being accurately displayed on the screen.
Sure.
But can we talk about this tribunal right quick?
It's good. It's a good scene.
It looks like a nerve headquarters room. Like there's just a giant American flag in the background, a bunch of shadowy faces.
They're not shadowy. You can see it. They're sitting in a U, but you can see them. They're just kind of. They're pretty benevolent. They just want to know what's going on.
It's quite dramatic.
Sure.
It seems a bit over the top for just the chief of police of New York City.
I mean, it's well lit. It's not like it's really ominous. I don't know.
Not necessarily ominous. Just like. Do they have a room that just has a giant American flag as one of the walls? I hope they do.
I believe that. That doesn't seem very far-fetched.
I don't even know. Do New Yorkers even like America anymore?
The cops are probably okay with it.
Okay, that's true.
This is like 1990,
Giuliani wasn't even in office yet, man.
No.
Hadn't even cleaned that shit up.
That's why you need Mad Bull 34.
Do you think Mad Bull 34 was inspired by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
It was inspired by Spider-Man, I think, as we'll see later.
Okay.
Star Wars. But episode 2 opens up... What is this one about? It's about this... wait, what's going on? Oh, it's about this...
I got it. Do you want me to do it?
This other lady cop... shows up. Her name is Perrine.
Yes,
and she has
traditional American name.
Of course. And she has a little bit of a weird accent that I can't quite place. Here, let's see if you can decipher this.
All right, here we go. As an accent specialist, I will dissect where this voice is from.
I've just been transferred from Queens. This is my first day on duty in the 34th Precinct.
I'll be damned.
That shit ain't American.
Well,
Not even a little bit.
Well, you know where it's not from. That's a good starting point, I guess.
It's that shit ain't even a little bit American.
No, it's weird.
I just transferred from.
Yeah,
It's like a vaguely Cajun, I guess.
Right, that's what I was. Yeah, but this episode opens up with like this like almost Rasta-looking guy being chased by our boys, and he takes a lady hostage, but it turns out it's an action lady, and it's Perrine
Valley.
Perrine Valley.
What a name.
This one's called Manhattan Connection, which is not as good as Hit and Rape. Sorry, but an evil guy who's evil shows up at the precinct, but he's very good at interrogations, and he gets info out of the guy.
Well, he just threatens the perp's child, which
He threatens his child. He threatens his child with embarrassment, which isn't that bad. I mean.
Oh, and the Japanese version was murder.
Oh, okay. In my version, he just threatened to take the guy in handcuffs to the kid's playground to let his friends see that his dad's a lowlife.
No, it's gonna be murder.
He says that all his friends will know that his dad is so low he could parachute out of a snake's asshole.
What?
I told you, man. I told you about the dub.
I don't know. The sub's pretty good too. It's more ambiguous in the sub.
Oh man.
I know. I don't know. I think the sub has its merit. It's more believable.
Sure. Gritty, real.
Yes.
There's a lot of good cop, bad cop in this first scene at least, but it's like not an act. It's like actually good cop, bad cop. And then they switch. It's funny. I don't know. Anyways, there's they're trying to intercept this drug deal, and the lieutenant guy who shows up. Shit.
I got it.
No. Okay, go ahead.
Keep going. So they stage a scene where the lieutenant acts like a John, and Perrine, the new blonde sexy lady,
Yes.
acts like a Prost, and the lieutenant gets a little bit fondly with her, and Diceborough, who is in love with her, by the way, that's like his arc in this episode. He's in love with her. He's keeping watch from a rooftop with Mad Bull, and he gives the danger signal, which just so happens to coincide when the baddies show up. Then the lieutenant threatens to kill Perrine if she disobeys him, because we already knew he was evil based on the fact that he's very obviously evil in every scene that he's in. So lieutenant goes after the drugs, and then homeboy bounces once he gets the drugs. So he leaves Perrine, Mad Bull, and Diceborough to take care of themselves. Mad Bull fucking drops trowel, revealing that he's got a bunch of grenades hooked into his pubic hair.
Yep.
And then Mad Bull and Diceborough...
That was the screenshot that 8 advertised this show to us with.
Sold. And they rained explosives from above onto the gangsters, the baddies, wiping them out. And then the next day in the paper, the lieutenant gets hailed as a hero for intercepting this drug run. And this upsets our trio of protagonists. Then we get a...
This episode seems a lot sillier than the first one because we got grenade pubes, and also Mad Bull gets his like ass shot full of bullet holes, and like there's blood pouring out of all these holes in his butt. And he's like, "Oh no, my ass!" And it also has a Latino robot comic book villain as our main antagonist.
Yes,
which is very silly.
So we also get a silly montage of Diceborough kind of like falling in love and lusting after Perrine. And
Mad Bull's trying to hook him up.
Mad Bull's trying to be a good wingman here, and he hooks him up with a bunch of roses to give to Perrine as a gift. He wants Diceborough to make a move. That's a serious player move to hook your boy up. And
sure.
So Diceborough waits outside of an office for Perrine, and Perrine's lambasting the lieutenant. And the lieutenant leaves and sees that Diceborough's got these flowers. And he snatches the fucking flowers out of our boy's hands and stomps on them. And that ain't cool, man.
No.
And then we cut to Sleepy, aka Mad Bull, just shredding some pussy up. And I'm like, is that Perrine? Like that,
right.
because we got blonde girl confusion, which is a significant portion of the show.
The lieutenant and Perrine are like they're staking out the mafia or whoever's the drug guy's headquarters. And then it cuts to like Perrine getting fucked by Madbull. It's like what?
But it ain't Perrine. It's just a prost.
It's just a blonde prost.
And the lieutenant Perrine.
It must cut to Madbull fucking some random whore like 5 or 6 times throughout this 4-episode show, probably.
Yeah.
He does that a lot.
Relatable.
And it's not very explicit, but you could see it.
It's like comically explicit.
You could see it.
You know? I always see it. But, so the lieutenant, bad guy, and Perrine head to what's supposed to be a gangster's pad. And then Madbull, in the midst of mid-coitus, makes a realization about the case, and he's like, "Wait a minute, there's something going on here." And he heads to his cop car.
It's not much of a realization because he's like, "Wait a second, this guy is crippled because of Perrine. That means he doesn't like Perrine. Oh no!" And that's his realization.
Like when you're in the act of the most carnal version. The most carnal nature. You know, you can't really. Your thoughts are quite base. Sure. You know. And he goes out to his. By the way, Diceboro has been abducted by baddies. Madbull goes to his cop car, which smells of piss and sugar. And it turns out this dude, I believe his name is Mickey, the electrician or something. This dude, basically, it's a dude who smells of piss and sugar.
Yeah, in the dub, it's coffee and piss. I guess smelling like sugar doesn't make much sense in English.
And this dude he spills a bunch of canned coffee onto the ground. He's like, half of these cans of coffee are filled with plastic explosive. And he's like, you have to make your choice or some bullshit.
This is one of my favorite characters, Nickel the mechanic.
Nickel, yes.
He's great. He's got a loose buttoned up shirt with no undershirt. He's wearing a boater hat. He's got like a Mexican accent, and he's like really super skinny dude. He's great.
Oh, he's missing a fuckload of teeth too.
Yeah, and he just drinks lots of coffee.
And so Madbull grabs a can, and it's the first can he grabs is the wrong one. And it fucking explodes.
But he's fine because explosions mean nothing in this show.
So the lieutenant and Perrine break into a boardroom in this gangster's pad, and they come across a robot Don, who you made reference to earlier, who's this Hispanic dude who's got a robot face, and he's in a wheelchair.
I mean, at first he's just like has a reconstructed face with some metal, but then later you find out he's just like a robot.
Yes, and the gangster's goons strip Perrine naked and just go in for a little bit of rape, you know?
Oh yeah, they're really. Hey copper, watch me fuck this bitch, he says in the English dub.
Yeah. And Diceboro escapes his captors because of his love of Perrine.
Yeah, and he uses
grabs a fire extinguisher.
This will stop these giant black rapists.
It briefly stuns the black rapists. I don't know where you got black from. There are various races, Declan.
Non-white rapists.
And they come to their senses after being stunned and show Diceboro shows them his butt.
Yep.
Which does not work, and the goons just start fucking my man up.
Well, I think that was the point. I think that worked. I think that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah, I guess he's buying time, but the goons just absolutely fucking obliterate my man. Like they hang him from like a lamp or something.
It's a very long scene, and if the music and voice acting had been changed, it would have been a very serious scene. But instead, it's just very silly.
Yes, and Diceboro just gets the shit kicked out of him.
Ooh, yeah.
But because of his love of Perrine, he has the strength to keep going. And just a goon goes in for the killing blow, but Madbull shows up and blows a wall open with one of the explosive coffee cans he took from Nickel, Nickel the mechanic or whatever the fuck his name is. And then Madbull infiltrates the place. A fight ensues.
This is when I started thinking, why is this ending scene so similar to the last episode's ending scene? Because there's a guy that's choking Bull, and then he gets his arm shot, and then the scene goes on for way too long before something happens, and then a dude gets decapitated, and it's the same thing as last time. And then it turns out that's kind of how every episode ends.
In a way.
Yeah.
So Madbull he gets into a few bare knuckle brawls and then gets strangled by Robo Troubs, as I've dubbed him. And Daizaburo manages to roll an explosive can underneath the wheelchair of Robo Troubs and blows that shit up. And Mad Bull flings the boardroom table at Robo Troubs, decapitating him. And then we go to the hospital where Daizaburo is in like critical condition in a full body cast. And he's only managing to hang on due to sheer will. And he has 24 hours left. Mad Bull has the genius idea for Perrine to marry Daizaburo because he's in love with her, and that might give him the strength to carry on. But she can't because she was in love with Mad Bull's old partner. But then Perrine agrees to go along with it, if only to save her boy. And they hold a ceremony where Perrine gives him a kiss, and then we get a little bit of Daisaburo's heart starts a beating. His heart's a flutter. And then Daizaburo wakes up from the coma and asks for a divorce, saying he wants a real wedding. He wants her to hang on.
Lets it down a bit easier than saying he wants a divorce.
In my version, he says he wants a divorce.
Oh, brutal shit.
But there's also an important scene where the lieutenant gets the fucking shit pummeled out of him.
Yes, sure.
And that's the end of the episode.
Oh yeah, the helicopter. Right. Okay. Episode 3.
I would say this is the highlight of the show, by the way.
Which one?
Episode 2.
Oh, you think so? I really liked episode 4. But
we'll see.
But 3 is not my favorite. It's about this guy who did a bunch of rapes and moitas. Even though he's like a really rich businessman looking guy, he's like raping women in parks, which is a really weird thing. And he has so much money. That is a weird thing. He has so much money that he just got out of it, even though this reporter lady, who's a new character who's introduced, is like has all this ridiculous evidence that she's like, oh, he paid to get out of it, but all of the semen and DNA and blood at the scene, all of the scenes,
and
were
also
his.
dip spit,
and she has all this I don't know if it's insider evidence or what, but it's like all she has to do is say this, and like he's in jail tomorrow. It doesn't matter how much money he has; it's ridiculous.
Yes,
but she has all this info, but no one will listen. So she's trying to break the case. I don't know how, if she already has like undeniable evidence. I don't know what she's trying to do, but she keeps trying to get assassinated, and that's the episode. And she keeps falling in love with Eddie because he keeps saving her while she keeps almost getting killed. So there's an attack at a restaurant. There's a bunch of guys with machine guns, and there's how
does the Chinese gang figure into all this?
That's the murderer guy hiring this elite Chinese syndicate of assassins to murder her because I don't know why he thinks she's a threat to him if she already has undeniable evidence, as I've already said.
Yeah,
and
it seems to be above the law.
Can't do anything, but he really wants her dead. Then again, let's assume he's innocent. If I were an innocent guy and some lady were bitching on the news about how I was totally a rapist, I'd probably want him dead. So I could kind of see his perspective,
Oh my god!
So he hires a bunch of Chinese guys.
You are such a shitlord.
What? With pompadour? What is it?
Fucking
2014? Get the fuck off this podcast, you fucking loser.
Oh my god!
To kill this woman.
What do you mean you don't believe every rapist implicitly?
Shut up. And
wait.
There's a. I'm getting out of order here, but there's a protest of this guy made up of entirely apparent like heroin addicts, because they're all just like, in the English dub, they're shouting really slowly and lethargically, and one of their signs says, "What is the justice?"
Damn, that's existential.
This English man. And you didn't get to hear the Chinese accents, but they're very good. And that's it. I don't know. The sound effects in the dub are way worse. They're way quieter and less. They have less texture, less impact. I wonder if they actually just had to straight up redo them.
It seems, the times that I listened to a bit of the dub, it sounded like they redid everything. Which is like the death signal of any dub.
You cut out for the second half of your last sentence there. I didn't hear you.
It's like the death sentence for any
before
dub.
that. When you listened to it, what happened?
It sounded like they had to redo everything.
Oh, okay.
Which is like usually they don't have the budget or creativity to make like really good oral decisions happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I wonder if there was practically like no cooperation between the East and West when it came to the localization, especially in those days. Because even like game localizers now don't even always get the tools they need to edit everything and change everything correctly. So I wonder if they just sent him over like the raw footage and were like, "Hey, go nuts, American!"
Stupid Baka Gaijin.
Had to
figure it out.
Go nuts.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. So we'll get to it more in episode 4 because it sounds like they may have licensed some libraries, but all these sound effects in the version I'm watching are pathetic. But the leader of these Chinese assassins is Bobby Wong, and he gets to make out with all these ladies. And then there's a fake assassin nurse, and then the reporter lady quits, but then it gets kidnapped immediately, so that was pointless. And then there's a big tank that Mad Bull lifts up and destroys and explodes, and he's fine. And then they get real evidence. And now the guy's going to jail. Because apparently the blood and semen at 8 rapes wasn't enough. And then, as a funny goof, Jackie, the reporter, goes to Mad Bull's apartment with flowers, and he tries to rape her.
That was
but then that was on purpose to try to turn her away because he can't make her happy or something.
To me, it sounded like he was kind of cover his tracks. Like, I didn't come across like that at all in my version. Where like
in my version, he's like, "Oh, I'm a tough cop. I put her in too much danger. I can't make her happy." You know?
No, in my version, it sounded like he's just kind of socially retarded and like immediately went for like sex because he didn't know what to do otherwise. Like, there's none of that in my version at all.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like he's like, that beautiful woman. I couldn't save her, or something like that. Like, there's no knowingness on the part of Mad Bull.
These localizers had to soften things up.
Yeah, that shit's fully. Oh god, that scene is quite egregious.
It's like it is out of character. I think you might he does seem like he's putting on an act. Maybe the subs are bad, but it's like he's he's like going. He doesn't do that. He fucks like a gentleman most of the time. Yes, so it's probably on purpose.
Yeah, it's bad subs. I'm gonna chalk it up to bad subs.
That boy's not a rapist.
It doesn't look super good on Mad Bull.
He's willing to sacrifice his image to save this lady. You know,
it's like Batman. It's he's the Dark Knight. You know,
yeah. But in our last episode 4, maybe my favorite.
This is a good one.
It opens up with a bunch of police officers being massacred, and then there's like a steaming green manhole. So I'm thinking like, oh man, are we dealing with a Chud? Remember Chud?
Oh my god. Yes, I remember Chud.
Are we dealing with what did that stand for? A cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller?
Oh my
but
god.
It turns out it's something even better. It's just the Green Goblin.
It's the Green Goblin mixed a little bit with the Predator.
It's the Green Goblin plus Predator, and it's just the lightsaber sound because he has.
Yes, it is.
It is just the lightsaber sound. Oh, so in your version too? Okay,
yes.
good.
Yes, it's just the lightsaber.
Fantastic. He's got blades on her spoilers, wrists. It's amazing. So, yeah, this episode's all about the can't wait. What's the sign?
Yes.
Cornucopia. No.
No.
The
Oh
my God!
we can get. We can't continue until we get it. No! Don't fucking type the shit.
It's not Scorpio. That's what they based it on. Capricorn. God damn it.
Yes, there it is. Fuck.
the Capricorn killings. And this one's called Goodbye Sleepy, which is a fake out.
Goodbye without the E.
Yes, and with a hyphen. This episode's fucking awesome. It's just this chud murdering all these cops with the lightsaber noise. But, you know, Mad Bull's still up to his old... his dick thrusting animation gets better with each episode. I swear, as they go, their budget increases. But there's
the cock-laying budget is definitely improved.
Absolutely.
In this one.
But
he's also really joyful in this one.
Yeah. Well, it's a contrast with his ultimate demise. But this cop killer, this chud, the post processing on his voice is like really fucked up somehow. It's like the gate is wrong. It keeps like dropping way in volume. Maybe it's different in your version, but in mine it's very bad. It keeps like cutting out almost. The volume keeps dropping. But there's so many. Again, I didn't listen to yours, but there's so many stolen sound effects in this episode. I recognize all of these bullet ricochet noises. I can't place them, which really annoyed me. But it's all these bullet ricochets I've heard somewhere before. I don't know if it's Half-Life or what. I feel like I heard them recently. I don't know. But all these... fuck, it's something. I don't know. But we got another big name cop, Captain Bean.
Oh my god.
Not Rowan Atkinson, but I wish. Why is it that talking on a podcast makes my nose all stuffed up? Now I sound all nasally. You talk for a while.
Let me just interject for a moment. I don't think we're at this part in the episode, but at one point, Mad Bull dons gear to fight he dons gear
twice
to fight the chud. The first time he's wearing a hockey mask, which
Hell
I
yeah.
love, and it's really like ridiculous, and it makes his head look puny. He's got a hockey mask and like hockey pads on. I love that. That's all.
I love
that's all I got to say
yeah,
on this
that's
episode.
very good. But yeah, they hunt down the chud and they think it's related to Sleepy's old friend Kevin Murphy, who looks a little bit like Eddie Murphy.
To me, he looks a bit like a horrible blackface caricature.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he looked. It's more the expression.
I thought he was a pretty cute man.
No, he's definitely cute, but like his expression is like, oh, did I do that? Like, it looks coy, and he's got it seemed a bit racist to me.
I don't know. I mean, it's a positive stereotype, whatever it is.
I would say it's a neutral portrayal of this guy, but like have him looking straight forward. Why is he looking shifty like that?
Well, he is a drug addict with stomach cancer and who takes bribes from the mob, which is why he had to leave the force and has a grudge against Sleep because he ratted him out.
He's got really nice lips.
So they challenge him to a duel in Yankee Stadium, and Mad Bull dons a crazy mech suit, and he kind of looks like MODOK in his close-ups. Then it turns out the chud is a lady, and she escapes, and Mad Bull's drinking at a bar. More like Sad Bull. We get a bunch of him. We get so many degrees. We get Glad Bull. We get Sad Bull. We get Mad Bull.
Chad Bull when he's laying that rod.
Right? He meets it's Kevin Murphy's sister, whose name is Cindy, and she looks like an Ivy League poli-sci major. She got the braids. She a young black woman with the braids, and
I thought she was cute.
She's an athletic woman. And yeah, she's an former Olympic athlete, and she's a total freak, and she wants to sleep with Sleepy because he reminds her of her brother.
Can you blame her?
And at this point, she's like, Take me, Sleepy. And I'm like, all right, this is the part where Sleepy, even though he's drunk, finally realizes that he won't stoop to that low for sex.
Oh, come on.
He's gonna be like, no, I won't do this. I won't stoop this low. But then, whoops, never mind. Nope. He fucking lays this girl hard.
He's like Masato from Evangelion. It's the only way that he knows how to show affection, man.
Yes.
He's broken.
And then we get a really weird piggyback scene. And Sleepy is really retarded. She's like, hey, hand me that gun strap. It reminds me of my brother or whatever. And he's like, oh, okay. And then she holds the gun to his head. But that doesn't kill him. It just chains him up.
She knocks him the fuck out.
And this, by the way, in the dub, Sydney's voice actress is really, really unbelievably bad. And it doesn't help that her dialogue. At one point, who was the comedian who told the joke about Mortal Kombat the movie? And he's like, all the dialogue is like, you will die. No, you will die. She literally says at one point, you killed my brother. Now I will kill you. And that's it. But, yeah, so she's killing the mafia. And then she's in a lot of trouble. All the cops are after her, and Sleepy's like, oh no, I gotta do another elopement / murder suicide, lover's sort of suicide with this woman because I love her now.
That seemed a bit.
It's a little rushed.
Serious turn here.
This episode, it tries to have some finality, so it seems very rushed for 48 minutes.
Yes.
He's in love with this woman, he marries her, and then they try to do a double suicide.
But it doesn't feel out of place in this show because other episodes have gone this way.
It's very silly. But it's been foreshadowed like at least 2 times that she can't kill him, so she doesn't kill him, and he shoots her. One more clip. Eddie kind of takes a backseat in this one, but Eddie's reaction to Mad Bull getting married to this strange woman all of a sudden.
Damn, this is weird.
That's Eddie's voice in the dub? Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, he talks like this, boss. Hey.
Oh my god, he's like a normal person in the sub. Jesus.
What are you talking about? This is me, I'm Eddie.
Sounds like he fucking belongs in Yu-Gi-Oh! The abridged series.
He sounds exactly like Joey. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, he's basically Joey. So Sleepy lives, and New York is rough, I guess, is the lesson. There you go.
Mad Bull, 34.
Mad Bull, the 34.
This is a good OVA.
It's enjoyable.
It's fun for the whole family. Family entertainment.
It's one of those. I always enjoy a good one of those.
It's a good 90s gory OVA with lots of sex stuff in it. Don't go into it expecting high art. You know what you're getting yourself in for, literally from the first 35 seconds of the first episode.
It's a little ridiculous. And,
yep. But sometimes a little bit of ridiculous is good in your life.
Oh, yeah. I felt like I recognized a bunch of the voice actors, but I couldn't pinpoint any of them. It's mostly just silly, and I think it's I still think, even though I can't really gauge his intentions, I feel like it's silly somewhat on purpose.
I'm sure.
I think the grenades in the pubes really prove that part.
Yeah, it's it makes your life a bit weirder when you're watching it. I don't know if this happened with you, but like I would watch an episode and then leave my house, and then everything would just be a bit more strange for a bit. It affected my mental state where I'm like, everything's kind of goofy. Like I don't. That might just be me though.
The weirdest. Okay, sure. You let the media. You let it in.
Yeah, I'm not a cynic.
Yeah.
You know, I got to let it wash over me. It's a strange television program. I don't even know if this aired on TV.
No.
Not for the faint of heart. There's pretty brutal murder and lots of rape in this thing.
There's a lot of head exploding.
This would not get made now. This is very much a product of its time.
The easiest way you can put it is this would not get made now.
No. Nothing. Look. The further we get from this period of time, the more I enjoy these things because it's a relic of when media like this could get made. I don't know if it should be made anymore, but I'm glad it did get made at one point. And It brings you to a more simple place in time when making television programs about rape in New York City was chill. because it wasn't real.
It can't be made in America because of the whores, and it can't be made in Japan because of the whores. For the exact opposite reason.
It's
wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, Mad Bull 34. It's not high art, but damn, is it fun!
It's the highest art, which makes it seem like low art.
And it keeps you guessing.
I don't know if that's true at all. I don't know if that's the case.
You know when you watch like Monty Python, the Holy Grail, and it seems like it's gonna go completely off the rails. But like that's kind of the point, is that it's teetering on the edge of being unwatchable the entire time.
I was just talking about this with someone the other day. The first time I watched The Holy Grail, I was 8 years old, and I so did not understand that. Like, I had no taste back then. I liked everything, and my dad showed me The Holy Grail during a car trip. I watched it in the van in the Honda Odyssey on the tiny 4-inch screen. And I watched the whole thing, and my dad was like, "Did you like it, son?" And I was like, "No, I didn't. I didn't like it. I didn't get it at all. It's not real. I didn't like that it was silly."
You didn't like logic jokes?
I did. Yeah.
When you were 8,
I didn't like.
You didn't like.
I didn't like hyper ironic meta. I did not like it.
I've come to love Monty Python's Flying Circus. I don't know if you've seen it. Like that's the progenitor of most of that humor. Right? Yeah,
oh, yeah.
And
I appreciate it now, of course.
Just logic jokes.
Sure.
This is not on this level. This is a stupid, silly thing. Whereas Monty Python's a very intelligent, silly thing.
This is cop nonsense.
Yeah, this is silly garbage. But man, is it fun. There's nothing more to be said.
Yeah, I would have had more fun if it was. The sound effects really were distracting, I gotta say. It was like
I didn't have that problem in the sub.
Yeah, that was the one downside, but the New York accents almost made up for it. It's just like none of the events had any impact because they were so not paced well.
Well, they would just careen. It would careen into a scene. You know what I mean? Like it would just the episode would be going at one pace, and then we would enter a new scene where everything would fucking hit the wall.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's everything gonna be mellow, 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 and then the drama starts, and then for the rest of the show,
but then the explosions are very quiet.
Yeah, it's I really enjoyed it. I would probably never watch it again. It's again a relic. It's like you can watch it and be like, this is the way that things were at one point. Not literally, but this is the kind of media that could get made. And it's more interesting as a scholarly subject than as a piece of media.
This is part of how anime got this reputation as being this.
Yeah.
In the 90s, it's like, hey, everything is all rape and murder, right? It's like, yeah, you know what?
It's
I guess
gratuitous.
It's
gratuitous and superfluous and unnecessary, but man, it's still pretty fun. Now that everything's uggu bullshit.
I like uggu.
That's not true. Actually, it's actually less uggu bullshit, but there was a peak uggu bullshit I felt like a couple years ago.
I feel like we disproved that in a previous episode.
You're right. We did dissect exactly how much uggu bullshit there is.
Fucking Blend S just aired, man. That was the moeiest shit I've ever seen. It was amazing. Oh my god. We're talking.
Yeah, Matt.
Oh,
god damn it!
What?
We have to watch an entire new season. No.
Hell yeah, baby! 3 days from now, winter 2018 starts. Boom.
Mad Bull was a great reprieve from this.
And now you get to watch what's there, and it's time for a preview.
Mad Bull 2018, please.
Please reboot. That would be terrible. The new Kino was awful, and even Kino fans admit it.
No, really?
I watched 4 episodes, and it's just terrible. Kino, the people have noted, Kino was totally out-Kino'd by Girls' Last Tour, which is the first thing I've rated a 10 in 8 years almost since Disappearance. Truly a masterpiece. Unironically perfect. Not perfect, but while we're talking about modern stuff.
You telling me Ping Pong's not a 10?
Please. No, it's a 9.
Oh my god. How is that not a 10?
Because I didn't know what was going on, but it was really good.
Oh. Watch it again.
Sure, yeah. I don't know.
Did we do a Ping Pong episode?
Ping Pong Club we did. We didn't do...
Yeah, but we didn't do Ping Pong the animation.
Well, no,
did we do a preview for that?
No, that was 2014.
I thought we've only been around for 2 years, huh?
No,
Damn,
2.5 at this point.
We missed it.
Sure, but I mean, everyone's seen that shit, and it was good. There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, it's that's high art, baby.
It's very good. It's just, yeah. It's the point. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, literally every second watching it is enjoyable. I don't know what there is to say.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Like
I
every
just couldn't
episode,
keep track of all the characters and their things.
There's not that many. There's like
There's
6.
a bunch, and it's only 11 episodes. I don't know.
There's China, or Kong.
Yes, and
I
there's
believe
like
his name
the
is
other
Kong.
guy from the other school, and there's like wandering guy who quits and like wanders on the beach, which is very
He's
good.
only got like an episode.
It's probably my fault. They just do a lot of talking about characters when they're not in the room, so there's just a bunch of Japanese names that I don't connect to faces. So I'm just like, what? Who? It's been 3 years. I don't know.
Anyways, I didn't mean to direct this to Ping Pong.
Shoujo Shumatsu has the densest world building I've ever seen in anime, and it's fucking immaculate. But anyways, next season you can look forward to such gems as have you seen any Takagi-san? Master of Teasing, Takagi-san. You haven't read that? People are crazy about that manga. That'll be airing. I've been reading that. That doesn't look like it's going to be very good. Second season of Nanatsu no Taizai.
Yes.
I should watch the OVA.
I didn't finish the first season. I got like 6 or 7 episodes in, then stopped.
That's forgettable, but
it's good shonen shit.
It's like completely forgettable, but absolutely amazing, which is a rare combination. But it's like a completely forgettable 9 out of 10 show.
That is, from my experience, the best shonen shit is that way. It's just inherent to that genre.
It's totally that. I had a great time watching that. Kyoani's Violet Evergarden, which has been way overhyped, is airing, and it's probably going to be a solid 7. The Trigger Show, Darling in the Franxx, is airing already.
Oh, shit.
And that's got the character design guy, and I think that's going to be bad. I'm calling it. I think Darling in the Franxx is going to be bad.
Holding my expectations until I watch it.
All right. Okay. I just want to do a quick predictions.
Oh my god, there's a bunch of shorts this season. Let's go.
Shorts. Slow start. I'm excited for... There's nothing else really. I don't know.
You tell me you're not excited for Killing Bites?
What are you...
You're telling you're not excited for... It's just and a chart.
Yeah, but with Killing Bites?
Killing Bites. I don't know. It just looks like garbage.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, ouch. Yeah. Ooh.
You're telling me you're not excited for more Yawapeda, even though it's a good show?
I mean, yeah, I would be excited if I had the patience for 38-episode shows.
There's a lot of biking up hills. And front derailers.
I hope an equal amount of biking down hills. Otherwise, it just violates the laws of averages, really. 4th season of Yaomushi Pedal. Holy, really? Have there been 4?
Yeah, they put them out like once every 2 seasons or something.
How many years has it been?
This one's called the Glory Line.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Yeah, there was Yaomushi Pedal, 2013. Holy shit, 38 episodes. And then Yaomushi Pedal Special Ride, OVA from 2013. Then Yaomushi Pedal Re-Ride, which is a movie, 2014. Yaomushi Pedal Grande Road, Re-Road. Okay, Grande Road at 24 episodes.
You cannot re-road.
Chiba Pedal. And then New Generation Winter 2017, 25 episodes. So that was the first half of this year.
It's like a Degrassi kind of thing.
God. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of Yaoi Pedal. All right.
It's a lot of gay boys.
Oh, so many. What were you talking about?
I'm just kind of looking over this next month of misery.
We can do it faster than that if you watch the shit fast.
Well, last time we kind of opted into a more broken up thing.
Yeah,
I think
we should do it a little bit.
6 episodes per seems more appropriate than 3 or 4.
Let's try to do
how many do we got?
4. If we have to watch probably 30 things like usual, I assume.
Oh my god.
Do 6 episodes.
That seems good.
6 episodes per our episode. Maybe.
Remember, yeah. I've been watching a lot of movies recently instead of anime. I was going to watch anime, and then I'm like, yeah, fuck this. I watched a bunch of movies. I watched fucking The Long Goodbye, which is like a noir film from like the 70s. That's a great movie.
Okay.
I watched Badlands. That's it stars Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek. That's like it's a Terrence Malick film.
Oh, that one.
Like
right.
That's a great movie.
Sure.
I watched the original theatrical cut of Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah. This is his film before.
Sure.
I watched the original theatrical cut of Star Wars.
Okay.
That holds up so well. It's kind of hilarious. It's like every scene in it is perfect.
It's Star Wars.
This is before like they jammed a bunch of CGI bullshit into it. I found.
I feel like my memories of A New Hope are pretty clean.
Well, so what happened was that they released like the special editions that they like jammed, like in like their late 90s. They put a bunch of CGI monstrosities into various scenes. And then a group of very dedicated fans combined a bunch of like the best versions of the cuts that didn't have those in it into a film, and that's called Harmy's The Specialized Edition. And I watched that, and that's a perfect movie. That's still perfect in every which way that you look at it. It's like visually, it still holds up. Like I still can't believe how they did most of the effects. It just like is impossible to see the seams. Like it's still very tense throughout the entire thing. You know, like the trash compactor scene. You know, like the scene that's like the most famous thing ever.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
Still really tense because because Mark Hamill's performance is so good during it. You can't help but be roped in. The Death Star run is still like. It gets my heart going, even though I know they're gonna blow up the Death Star. But I'm still like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh my god. Wait, holy shit! I just realized that Studio Dean is adapting Junji Ito stories.
Yes, sure.
Ito Junji collection. Apparently, it's from his book Fragments of Horror.
Oh yeah, that's a full length. Wow.
That's cool. That's really cool, man. Oh man,
don't get too excited.
I'm sure they'll fuck it up, but like Junji Ito stuff is like kind of meant to be fucked up. So like, we'll see. Anyways, yeah, Star Wars is still good. The original one, like episode. I watched episode 4, and then immediately went and saw the new movie, which definitely set unrealistic expectations for what you could expect out of a Star Wars movie.
Unrealistic expectations for being straightforward.
Yeah, being an hour and 40 minutes.
That's, yeah.
Being an hour and 40 minutes of one storyline. No filler. Just straight dope.
Yeah, I guess there's only one in that first one. Sure.
When was the last time you watched episode 4 in its entirety?
Oh, I've seen it so much. I don't know.
I know. I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh man, I've seen it so much, and then I watched it again. And I'm like, man, I forget how many subtleties there are in this movie, and like how it works on. Like it still works even if you've seen it a fuck-jillion times.
Nice.
Which is I don't know how we got to Star Wars. We're capping it.
No.
God damn it. We must stop this.
New card capture Sakura.
I don't know if I articulated my thoughts on Mad Bull, but
I think you did. I think so.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, it's not much to articulate. So, yeah.
Yep. So.
Silly and stupid, but you should probably watch it.
Look forward to hot winter coverage.
Yes, 2018 is coming.
And we're going to try to rebrand this year, I swear.
Yeah,
it wasn't true the last 2 years. But this year,
there's only two of us now. I don't know if you noticed, but there's only two of us.
We really... Whatever.
Hold on.
Huh?
I got it.
No, not when we're recording.
Fuck Giants.
See you guys later.